Hello, everyone, and welcome to Grip Locked, Foundation Disc Golf Weekly Podcast. I'm Hunter, joined as always by Trevor and Konner. Before we get into today's episode, I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors. This holiday season, I'm giving thanks to our friends over at Manscaped. Gift yourself or the man in your life Manscaped. You can join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with 20% off and free shipping with the code GRIPLOCKED by going over to manscaped.com. We've told you a bunch about the Performance Package 4.0. It includes so many things like the Lawnmower 4.0, boxers, all this other stuff, but it also includes the Weed Whacker, which will chop your worst weeds up top in your nose and your ears. A nose and ear trimmer uses a 9,000 RPM motor-powered 360-degree rotary dual blade system to provide proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps prevent nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate holes of yours up top. And also, don't forget about the Manscaped liquid formations. They're like the pumpkin pie and ice cream after Thanksgiving dinner. You can't live without it. The Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Toner Spray. Your balls will be living in turkey heaven, whatever that means, with these formulations.
Gifting Manscaped is the ultimate hack to become the family favorite. Manscaped has been busy and just launched the refined body wash and 2-in-1 shampoo plus conditioner. Both feature the Manscaped signature scent and will help you unlock your confidence this year. Your boys and body will be oh so fresh and so clean when you start off your self-care routine with the ultimate body wash, shampoo, and conditioner.
Yeah, we actually should be getting those in today so we can actually give them a little test and let you know next week. I expect they're going to be great like everything else Manscaped has sent us out. And for the gifters out there, also use Manscaped to seal the deal with 2 free gifts in their Performance Package 4.0. The boxers that I mentioned, actually, I'm wearing them today.
I wore them yesterday. Electrifying. Very comfy.
Yeah, comfy. They don't actually shock you. And the
They're not actually electrifying.
They're not actually electrifying, but they are electric. And also the Shed travel bags, so you can take it with you wherever you go. So don't forget to get 20% off and free shipping with the code GRIPLOCKED at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code, one word, GRIPLOCKED at manscaped.com. Be thankful this holiday season for the best gift of all from Manscaped. Your balls will thank you. All right. What an episode we have this week.
Some stuff
we got
going
stuff.
On. We got stuff going on.
We don't have to fill the air because there's already stuff here. You see it, Konner? There's stuff.
I see it everywhere.
It's in the air.
I see all the stuff.
We had some off-season movement. I don't actually think I ever talked about it on the podcast, but let me just find my tweet.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna find it.
Surely you mentioned it.
I don't know if I did, actually. I was thinking about that last night when I was typing out these notes. I don't think I mentioned it at all.
I don't really remember.
I feel like with how much we use Twitter on this podcast, we should just have a Twitter guy that like is responsible for like just bringing up tweets.
You want to be the Twitter guy? Okay. Well, I mean, you suggested it.
No, I just think it's a good idea.
On October 11th, I had several different, some people reach out to me and tell me that Gavin Rathbone was leaving Dynamic Discs and he was in the talks with, or he was leaving Discmania and he was in talk with Dynamic Discs.
Whoa.
Back then, they told me he was on a 2-year deal. It seems like it has since been changed to a 1-year, but October 11th.
So you were wrong.
October 11th. Well, I wasn't wrong. That's what he was working on, a 2-year deal. October 11th, sources told me that Gavin Rathbone was head Dynamic Disc, and here we are a month later on November 16th.
It was a long game.
Just like that, it's official. Gavin Rathbone to DD has been announced. So that move has been made official. And I had several sources reach out to me since last week's podcast with pictures and other things proving that Eric Oakley is in fact finalizing a deal with Infinite Discs. So I would expect that announcement to be coming very soon, unless something weird happens in the finalization process. But he's been seen at Utah courses playing in Team Infinite shirts and stuff like that.
Let's talk about that Rathbone deal first.
Yeah.
My opinion, I think that this is a kind of treading water sort of deal. Like Dynamic, I think it was just kind of like they've been now for years desperate to get talent that can, be playing with Dynamic Discs on lead cards. Obviously, Oakley was their guy and would very occasionally have a good
and they still have
event.
Clemens. We can't forget Chris Clemens.
Yes, they still have Clemens and Melton. Clemens is their best player right now. Him and Rathbone, I would say, will probably have a similar season. But I think, it was kind of like a depth move, but it's still not the move that they're actually after, which is the star power move. Now, Rathbone, I don't.
He could have star power.
Yeah, he's
new.
like
a Adam Hammond signing for Discraft a few years ago.
Yeah, he's new to. He's young. He just had a surgery, so like he was out a little bit of last year. So that's always interesting, and he's gonna be throwing new discs, so that's always interesting. But I don't know. Like he's certainly not yet in disc golf. It's weird because you can't have star power. if you're just good at disc golf, like that's all you do, you really have to be like very
be incredibly
top four
good.
ish to have like actual star power. Other than that, you have to like have some kind of association. Now, playing for Dynamic, we've seen in the past with other players kind of is a pretty good marketing bump for a player. So maybe this will be really good for in that sense. I think this is a good move for Gavin. I think he has a chance to really become like the face of that team and establish himself. And it's a 1-year deal, which was very smart. So I think that he could, capitalize this season and then sign a longer term deal.
Yeah.
So I think it's good for both parties. It's just not. I do think the Dynamic is still out there hunting for.
I
the big play.
expect them to land someone big this offseason. Who that it's going to be, not 100% sure yet, but. I feel like
is that gonna be?
I feel like they're working on a lot of stuff, and I've also heard a lot of chatter behind the scenes. Nothing but rumors yet because there hasn't been movement
right now.
But there's a lot of rumor about big name players possibly leaving contracts early. Just different things that they're upset over. Nothing concrete enough yet to actually like put names and faces to this or where they're going. But if any of those things actually come through, I would expect Dynamic Discs to be going hard after those players.
Yeah.
And there's also rumored that I actually haven't listened to the podcast, but one of the podcasts that Dynamic puts out regularly was talking about one of their new signings they hadn't announced yet being in town playing the courses or something like that, and someone was saying it wasn't alluding to Gavin Rathbun, that it was talking about someone else. So
don't think that's true.
Whatever that means.
Interesting.
I just saw that on Twitter, but I really do. I think DD is going to land someone that is in that next tier above. But if not, they at least have a solid team with Gavin Rathbun and Chris Clemens at the head of it, going into next year, regardless. But I do think that they want that top tier player, and they're in need of it.
You know what? Maybe it's not even. Maybe we're looking on the wrong side of things. Maybe it's the FPO.
That's true too.
That they need to sign.
I haven't heard too much rumor or chatter about FPO.
Nobody's really on the market. Everybody's kind of locked down right now. I mean, obviously FPO. There's a few names now. FPO. Two of the bigger names would be Evelina and Henna, who are yet to make their way back over, both with Innova, if I'm correct. I'm not sure the exact details on their contract, but when their deals are up or they're looking to move, those will be two.
Well, the hard
names.
thing too is, so you have like Latitude 64 has a pretty solid team because they have Kristen Tatar, but they also have Emerson Keith and stuff like that. So Dynamic kind of gets some like secondhand marketing off of that. Same thing with Westside and Nico, to where like you get some hype surrounding it, just by Trilogy all being tied together. But DD definitely wants that one player they can stake their current situation on. I think Gavin Rathbun could be the person they look to hopefully have for the future. Yeah, but they need to really settle in.
The thing is, when you're throwing Trilogy, it's such an interesting situation. But what I've found with Trilogy is that each company, Westside, Dynamic, and Latitude, all of their molds somewhat overlap to where you can prioritize your main company very easily. Like if you want to throw all Dynamic, you can, and then maybe toss in a few other molds. So like, yes, they're going to get some sideways marketing, but if you're playing for Latitude, it's only a matter of like, ooh, I just really, really love this Dynamic mold. That's why I'm going to throw it. Like there are molds that fly similar enough.
Yeah, but I'm more thinking from the aspect Dynamic Disc gets benefit from it as like if us as Foundation Disc Golf wants to order Latitude 64 molds, we have to do it through Dynamic Distribution.
From a sales point, yes.
So they're company-wise, they're benefiting. Yeah. It's just their brand isn't exactly. Because they're the U.S. distribution of Trilogy.
Right.
So if you want to order Latitude 64 discs for your store, you're ordering them from Dynamic Distribution. Yeah. So that's kind of where that all plays in. But it's also just, if you like Trilogy plastic, you like Trilogy plastic. So the fan base, you're going to like some certain Latitude 64 Westside discs, whatever. But once you start throwing the plastic, you're going to start exploring the other two company. So I think that they can get by with just the players that Latitude and Westside have, but I would expect them to pick someone up this offseason that we're like, okay, there's the big player. Mm-hmm. Whether or not that actually happens this offseason or if we're going to have to wait till next offseason, I don't know, but they're definitely hungry. It seems like every free agent on the market, we've heard that Dynamic has at least offered them a big contract, and it just is whether or not they go with them.
So who's the pick? Who do you think is the most likely to go?
It's tough to see. It's because like if you look at FPO, I don't really see like obviously like a lot of them are locked down. MPO. If Heimberg's contract is up next year, I could see Calvin Heimberg ending up there.
Well, see, the interesting is that was a well-known fact that DD offered him a big contract last year, and he turned it down and stayed with Innova.
Right.
So it'll be interesting, like, was it just that they didn't offer him enough, or was it just Calvin for some reason doesn't like dynamic?
That's absolutely what it comes down to. But that is like the free agent game is kind of a mess right now, and it's tough to say like who's leaving who and what. Like I don't know. I don't really know. But that'd be my best guess. Do you have any better ideas?
I don't want to answer.
Well, yeah,
because I'm not blind guessing if I were to guess, so I don't want to say anything.
Yeah, well, I've got some more educated guesses too.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Calvin Heimberg was a good one. That was
according to my
safe
sources,
guess.
I was throwing out a whatever. Go ahead, on to the next thing.
No, I was just saying like
we don't know anything.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to like throw out names and be like, oh, I don't know, this guy might do.
Adam Schefter over here.
Yeah, it's not. That's just you gotta. If I say something, I want it to be like concrete. Unless I have no clue. Like Calvin Heimberg, no
whispers.
Clue. So I'll go Calvin Heimberg too, because I haven't heard anything about him this offseason.
Good choices, guys.
There you go, Calvin Heimberg. Who do you think, Konner?
I don't know. You know what? Calvin Heimberg.
No, I'm curious. Like, do you know too? You know, you hear the rumors.
I mean, I've just whatever you talk about.
The careless whispers made it to you.
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
Careless
Then.
whispers
Don't
make
answer.
it around.
I was just curious. I was hoping you were like, for somehow hadn't heard all the chatter, and you could give us like a genuine like who you expected.
I don't think I've heard really all the chatter.
Okay, then who do you genuinely like? Who would you think?
Who would I think? I don't know. I think
Matty O. That would be a great one.
That would be a
great.
Except for the fact that he's been with Prodigy for so long. So
that is a question.
How long?
Yeah.
I feel like he's been with Prodigy forever.
He's been with Prodigy for as long as I've heard the name Matty O.
Really?
Yeah.
Who was he with before Prodigy?
Why did I feel like I'm thinking of Matt Bell?
Matt Bell. Yeah, Matt Bell's been with DGA, Latitude, all kinds of places.
I could see him being a fit.
So Matty O, a player like Matty O, who's been with a company
Joel
for a long
Freeman,
time.
There's a good.
Oh, here's a question.
Good one.
Do you guys think Nathan Queen is getting big offers right now?
No.
No. All right. Talk to you
But
later.
also,
That's tough.
Nathan
It
Queen.
is tough.
The whole Nathan Queen thing is. I mean, okay. So like, I saw the fan vote came out yesterday for it was
Most improved.
for most improved, and he was on the list, and I think that's pretty ridiculous because now.
It's that late season bias.
Yeah, well, yeah. Talk about late season. It's the one event bias. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he won the tour championship, and that was awesome. And it was also like his home course practically. So like, there's a reason that happened. But like, most improved player, like absolutely
Everyone else
not.
on this list, I'm very happy with.
Yeah, the rest
Andrew
of the list
Marwee, great pick.
And at least
Drew
he's
Gibson.
not like he's not leading it or anything. He was last.
But we
on
don't
that.
know.
I thought.
It just says who's improved.
I
the
just
most
guess I
this
just
offseason.
assumed it was in order.
It just says fan vote leaders.
I mean, that would just be very obvious robbery if he won over a guy like Hammis who won multiple.
Kyle
times.
Klein, Adam Hammes, Drew Gibson, Andrew Marwee, and Nathan Queen were the 5 that were posted.
He won one event. I'm gonna make a
I would
prediction
say
right now.
Kyle Klein, Adam Hammes, or Drew Gibson, I'm happy with.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is I don't even know if this is that bold of a prediction, and hate me if you want, but Nathan Queen will not be inside the top 30 next year on the Pro Tour.
Oh,
There, I said it.
interesting. I mean, top 30. I think that's kind of a bold prediction.
That's.
I would
I don't
agree. He's
think-
not gonna be in the top 20. I would be surprised if we saw him inside the top 20 come.
I don't think.
finale.
I don't think he. Makes
I could
the
see
finale.
him making the finale again.
I don't
though.
think he makes the finale again.
I could see
He shouldn't
that.
have made it this year. You got put in as an alternate.
That's not true.
Was he not the alternate?
No,
Or it was who was the alternate?
the guy who popped off at OTB Open, younger kid, Colorado, Aaron Gossage.
Yeah, he was the 30 spot then though. This
Yeah,
guy,
he was
or
in 30th
Queen?
and got bumped up to 28.
That's right. He got bumped up.
So
Anyways, he was on the bubble then.
he was one of the bubble players.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think that's that bad of a take, though, Trevor.
I'm just saying. I think people get very quick, and like it'd be one thing, because winning does a lot for your confidence. So like I don't doubt that we might see his name a few times next year, but like it was like the stars aligned kind of moment. He made so many putts, so many throws, and he was at a course that he is very familiar with. that you only play
And
once a
that
year.
course definitely favors people who know it.
Yes.
It's a very much a local course.
Let's just go over his
He's a
pro tour.
left-handed player. We know lefties don't have a great track record on tour. Like it's just.
I'm gonna just go over just the pro tour events. I'm not gonna look at National Tour or Silver Series.
Okay.
And just read his pro tour event finishes.
Okay.
Las Vegas 21st, Waco 38th, Jonesboro 46th, Portland 45th. Worlds, I guess I'll read majors. Worlds 56th, Des Moines 8th place, D-Glow 51st, Preserve 45th, Ledgestone 26th, Idlewild 54th, MVP Open 12th, Green Mountain 42nd, USDGC 55th.
Yeah, mostly top 40s and 50s.
And then Pro Tour Championship first.
You can't tell me that's most improved player. That's just ridiculous.
I mean, I agree. I think
Go on, guys.
Kyle.
Everybody, let's come back down to earth.
I think Kyle Klein and Adam Hammonds are probably my 1 and 2, and then Drew Gibson and Andrew Murray both would be. I'd be like, okay, I can understand that.
With any of the other 4 in that.
Well, the
group.
tough part is remember. I don't know if most improved the same, but for Player of the Year and other ones, it was like
It's just part of
25%
it.
points, 25% media
most
vote,
improved
25
was
fan.
complete. I think this one was like 50-50.
Okay.
I think it was like fan and media 50-50.
Well, because I was going to say the fourth
most improved.
25% in some of them was the Pro Tour finale finish.
Yeah. No,
So
I
if
think,
most improved was the Pro Tour finale finish,
No, this one I think was just 50-50.
50-50.
Is most improved from the beginning of 2021 to the end, or from
last season to this
2020 to
season.
21? Okay,
Last season to this.
They didn't
that
really
makes
give,
more sense to me.
They didn't really give.
I don't know. They gave credit.
Stipulations.
That's how it's typically given out in sports.
That's
That
how
would make
I
the
would.
most sense to
That's
me.
how I always think of it. But Konner does bring a good point. If you're just reading most improved, you'd be like, yeah, he started the season not really doing much. Then by the end, he won the Pro Tour championship.
Because whenever I think
But
about Drew
there was
Gibson
no
last year,
pattern
and
of
Drew Gibson this year,
improvement,
I mean, it's a very big
Yeah,
difference.
Drew,
That's what I'm saying.
hasn't
Drew's
But then whenever I think
good-
about Drew from the beginning of this year to the end of this year, it's not that crazy.
No,
So
but
I-
like I'm thinking of it as a previous year to this year.
That makes sense to
That's
me.
why Kyle Klein, Adam Hammonds, Drew Gibson, Andrew Marweed, like all those names you heard a lot more this year than you did the
Yes.
previous year.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And Adam Hammonds had 2 wins this year versus 0 Elite Series wins in his entire career before.
Mm-hmm.
That's where and Kyle Klein went into a playoff with didn't he win Idlewild? No, he won.
Yeah.
He won Idlewild and then went on into a playoff at USDGC.
And he also half won an event with
Yeah.
Ricky.
No, that was Calvin.
You're right.
Ledgestone.
You're right. He won Mid-America.
Yeah. So all those players have, and Andrew Marwood was the one in the playoff at Idlewild. All those players have solid cases.
yeah.
Nathan Queen, probably one of the best moments in our sport, highlighted on ESPN. We'll talk about that in a second. He has that forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he won the Pro Tour championship, and that shouldn't be looked down upon or downgraded by anything.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're saying most improved, you have to look at the entire season. You could argue with moment of the year between him and James Conrad winning Worlds. I don't think it'd be much of an argument. I think James Conrad had the moment of the year.
Yeah,
but
for
you could
sure.
at least like put him in that conversation because
He'd be a second place. Any
Yeah.
other year, he'd probably win.
yeah, like he had a great moment, but let's not let the moment overshadow everyone else's season for the most improved.
Yeah.
But we'll see whatever all the voting shakes out. But yeah, the Disc Golf Pro Tour was back on ESPN on Sunday. They tried yet another format. I caught some of the beginning, and then I was at my in-laws' house. Caught some of the beginning while we were decorating for Christmas. I was kind of looking back and forth. Then we drove home, and I got back just in time to catch the final round of the MPO championship. And personally, I loved it. So the beginning I didn't get to catch a ton of, but it looked like they were basically going over the season and like doing like highlight packages with like a storytelling of basically how the players got to the Pro Tour championship. So it kind of gave a glimpse of the tour, different shots, stuff like that. And then the Pro Tour championship was the like finale of it. And that's what I saw the most of. So if for some reason, you know, you're listening, you're like, this thing really sucked and all you watched was the beginning, we're kind of talking about different parts. But to me, it seemed like a documentary basically on the thrilling finish and the thrilling season of disc golf. And I think it was their best approach to the ESPN, CBS, all that coverage so far, because I think it appealed the most to like the non-disc golf crowd because it showed the story behind the event and shots and not just the shot-by-shot coverage, which I think that's what a lot of people within disc golf were upset at, is that it wasn't just shot-by-shot coverage, but
They already can't do that in their time slot.
well, yeah, here's my thing. Is a lot of people were like, this is ridiculous. Like, when would you ever see a championship or blah, blah, blah covered this way? The initial coverage you wouldn't, but this isn't the initial coverage.
Yeah, it happened weeks ago.
Yeah, this is like, have you ever watched like a 30 for 30 or any like storytelling on ESPN? That's the exact feel
When
this
a
was.
sporting event is amazing and then like a production whether it's ESPN or whoever does a like recap like style thing of it, this is how they do it.
And we also have to remember, before we get into anything else, one thing we heard a lot was that basically going after ESPN for how they edited and all that. ESPN did not edit this thing. I don't know where people were getting off at that.
That was like one of the top things people were getting fired up about, was like ESPN's budget was so trash for disc golf. They didn't even try with this, blah, 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 blah. First of all, I thought it looked great. Second of all,
incredible.
ESPN, all they did was broadcast it.
Yeah, it's the same thing that's
happened.
happened.
It's the Pro Tour's product. So like,
the Pro Tour is basically, I believe the Pro Tour is actually even able to make money this year, because I believe they were given commercial slots that then they were able to sell for more money than they were given to people who wanted to run disc golf commercials during it. So it was like a good thing for the Pro Tour. And then the Pro Tour was also, I want to say they used that Bluefoot media again, like they did last year. Not 100% on that, but I know it was a disc golf production.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, this was the best disc golf production we've ever seen.
It was great.
And if ESPN, like, it was good enough, I think that should actually be a compliment, that insult. It was so good that people thought ESPN did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
I think that's a compliment. I know people were saying like ESPN, like,
people are hilarious.
I was reading through, there was a long Reddit thread, and I was reading through, and I just did not understand what people were complaining.
I don't understand.
Like, their complaints, one was just said how cheap and awful it looked.
Which is ridiculous.
And I was like, this is the best looking
amazing.
disc golf footage we've seen.
There's so many different really good
there wasn't
angles.
a neon Jomez sign flashing anywhere. That's probably what got them.
I honestly think, so this is an interesting thing, right? Jomez themselves puts out great content. Jomez could have produced just as good of a thing.
Sure.
Their cameras are just good. The camera work. Everyone at Jomez, extremely talented. Some of the most talented people in disc golf.
Their graphics, all amazing.
Yeah, everything about Jomez itself, incredible.
Yes.
There's nothing about Jomez
Amazing
that I
product.
dislike. Their fan base, the second there's not a Jomez logo on it, they hate it.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. That's nothing against Jomez. Our fans might do a similar thing. I haven't seen it, but I can see like a brand loyalty is what it is. So respect to Jomez for building that to where when people see it, they immediately are like, well, this sucks, because basically we were able to put out a great product. The Pro Tour it got an awful time slot. So we don't actually know how much it was seen, because
during NFL
was a lot of
Sunday,
NFL Sunday.
It should have been seen by a lot of people.
But
no chance that anybody outside of disc golf saw it.
Yeah,
no
but
chance.
regardless,
Very low chance, at least.
It was a very great product. But like the people that I saw, a lot of the complaints were like, blah blah blah. This was wrong. This one. This was wrong. And then they would finish it out with, if only they freaking let Jomez do it. Do you remember the CBS broadcast?
It was done by Jomez.
It was done by Jomez.
It got the same amount of hate.
No, I don't remember it getting much hate.
It got the first one.
But what I'm saying
it
is,
did get a lot of hate.
It was a very similar, like, we're doing an experimental thing. It wasn't just straight shot by shot coverage.
Yeah,
because that's not what.
That's why it got hate. It got hate for the same thing. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Is like you can't go just straight shot by shot coverage on ESPN.
That
just doesn't make sense.
And here's the other thing you gotta remember. So number one, in that time slot, you don't have time for shot by shot coverage. Number two, if somebody was watching this documentary storytelling style and they're like, man, I wish I had the shot by shot coverage, they can find it. Like, you can't, but this documentary style thing doesn't exist. So like, let's show something to the core audience, or the outside of disc golf audience, if they even saw it, but let's show them something that would get them intrigued in the story.
Yeah.
And then that'll point them, there is plenty of coverage on YouTube to be found.
The other thing is,
let's show them something different.
If you're going looking for our post-produced coverage, and that's what you're looking for, it fits. It feels native on YouTube.
Yeah.
'Cause that's where it's meant for. It fits, it works. If you were scrolling through ESPN and you saw how we consume disc golf, shot-by-shot coverage, post-produced, on ESPN, it wouldn't feel right.
Right.
Because ESPN, everything they do is live sports, live broadcasting.
Yeah.
So then if you get to something where it's clearly not live because you cut, and you're like, this guy's...
It's weird. It doesn't look right.
It wouldn't feel right.
Yeah, and that was another thing.
And so that, like, if it would have went that way, which people were saying, like, this way, there's no way it reached outside sports people. If it would have went the shot-by-shot way, sure, that reaches outside sports people on YouTube because it feels right. It fits. It's native.
Yeah.
If you would have went that way on ESPN, people would have just went and been like, what the heck is this? And they would have turned it off.
And you know what else was getting me is people were saying, if this is the future of what disc golf on ESPN is going to look like, it's never going to work. Guys, if disc golf were actually a mainstay on ESPN, it would be live broadcasted.
Yeah.
Like, they would run it like a sporting event.
They're doing this story when something happens.
To sample.
Yeah.
It's a litmus test to figure out if this stuff catches on. And I think ESPN knows what they're doing. And now I'm going to get everybody's talking about how ESPN is like a dying they're dying because everybody's cutting the cord and streaming and social media and stuff. They're not dying because they're bad at what they do.
No, they're very good at what they do.
Like ESPN is not like under heavy
and
criticism.
dying is also and
that's also a pretty funny word. That's
yeah.
like saying golf is dying when the purses are like tens of millions of dollars at every
ESPN
event.
Dying. ESPN's never going to die.
People in disc golf like to say other things are dying when they're dying might mean they are like not so popular 100 years from now. Like,
yeah,
I would like to say one thing.
A little crazy.
Say it, Konner.
What I'm about to say only relates to the people who want disc golf to grow. People that don't want disc golf to grow and don't want new people to play, I don't understand you. Because why wouldn't you want something that you love to spread to other people so that they can love doing it and have as much fun as you do? Anyway, so this is just, if you don't want disc golf to get bigger, then don't listen to what I'm saying, because then it is not going to apply to you.
All right, well, since we're not listening to that, Trevor.
But what happened on ESPN was the best way for disc golf to grow, because there's one thing, like one golden rule in filmmaking, and that is best story always wins. And they did like a perfect job of that in this, because I was watching it because Hunter was just showing me like a clip, because I filmed something for them that was like a quick interview, like the interview clips of Paul. So I don't have any bias. Literally all I did
shout out Konner, part of the broadcast.
Literally all I did was like hit record on the camera and then send them the raw clip. So I didn't do anything. But he was just showing it to me so I could see those clips. And I already knew what happened. Also, I don't really have any emotional attachment to Nathan Queen. I don't really care. Like, he doesn't, like, his name held zero opinion in my head. So I did not care about I was not at all emotionally attached to this. But he was showing it to me, and he had already seen it before as well. And we just stopped skipping through and started just sitting there in the office. And we were both like on the edge of our seat watching it, even though we already knew what had happened. Hunter had already seen it. I don't really care for Nathan Queen, but by the end of this thing, I loved Nathan Queen. Like,
it gets you hooked.
It like gave me like an emotional attachment to Nathan Queen, and it like made me so excited about this event and so excited about disc golf. And I can't, like, even if somebody doesn't know what disc golf is, they see like the emotion and the passion and like the drama that can happen in disc golf, and they're going to want to be a part of it. It was so good.
I would have loved to see that exact thing for Worlds. That would have been amazing.
Yeah. Cool, oh my gosh, that'd be so cool.
It's so, and like it just surprises me too, because like how can you discredit how awesome it was to hear the players talk exactly about what was going on, like before each shot. Cool. When like Drew Gibson's talking about, he's talking to Yuli, and Yuli's like explaining like, do you want to win this?
Yeah,
like,
he said jump out to the corner.
Awesome.
Like, that was amazing.
And you saw like him
pointing. It's the insight you don't get
you
before.
don't get that from coverage. We already know what happened on coverage.
Okay, now I have three things.
Please
go for it.
One,
all three of them.
I think this played what we were the pushback we saw didn't help the crowd that was coming after Brody when he said, I just think some disc golf fans never watch other sports. Because I think that's what was some things that were going on, is like this happens all the time in other sports, and it's amazing. Of like,
I don't watch other sports, I will say.
But like there's a moment of like a championship game or something like that, and they do a 30 for 30 on it because X, Y, or Z was going on behind the scenes, and it gives sports fans a bigger appreciation for the moment and for the game, because it goes into like what the coach was going through, what the team had went through in their personal life, blah, blah, blah. It helps build the story. This is a regular thing. Yeah, sure. When you watch the championship game, this isn't how you consumed it. But if you're going to watch something about the championship game, I don't know, say a month later, like exactly what this was, this is how you consume it. That's exactly what happens in every other sporting event. If an amazing moment happens, they create this. Yeah. So it didn't exactly help that crowd. Point two, you were talking about if you want people to grow the sport. I've seen a bigger movement starting of slow the sport. Because they're saying, what does grow the sport really get us? All it gets us is increased disc prices, crowded courses, tournaments filling faster, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's just paint a scenario where everyone adopted that mindset of slowing the sport. Mm-hmm. You know what? Let's slow the sport up. Let's stop growing the sport. Because that, blah, blah, blah. What's going to end up happening is it's going to be a lot harder for you to get courses in the ground, because you need people playing the courses for parks to be willing to put courses in the ground. It's going to be a lot harder for manufacturer plants to stay in business, because the big dogs are going to be fine. Discraft, Innova, blah, blah, blah. Castaplast, other companies like that. If you don't have new people constantly getting into the sport, if we all settle into our routines, then those companies might go out of business, and your Berg you love is gone now. 3, those tournaments you love to play will make less and less sense for people to run them because there's going to be less and less people. Basically, if the sport's not growing, it's dying because if you're not bringing new people into the sport, people are naturally going to fall out of love with the sport.
Yeah.
And so if we ever reach a point where there's not more people being introduced to sport than people leaving the sport, tournaments, they might not fill as fast, but soon there's not going to be tournaments to fill anymore. Courses, they might not be packed, but soon there's not going to be courses to play anymore. Like, you have to look at it from a different perspective. It's not about making more money, getting, the plastic price increasing, blah, blah, blah.
And
it's about having the sport that you love, still being able to play that 50 years from now because you grew it.
And for every person that gets into the sport, there's going to be more tournaments, more courses.
Exactly.
Like, growth is like, it goes both ways. You can't just like pick and choose.
And also the
part of the argument.
The thing that they were saying is like the plastic increase, because we have seen that this year. That's not from the growth of the sport.
Yeah, no,
that's from inflation
shortage.
and plastic prices increasing.
Yeah.
That doesn't have anything to do with, hey, let's take advantage of this crowd.
Yeah, it's not capitalism in that case. It's literally just supplier shortages and prices going up.
Yeah, prices are going up everywhere. Have you not noticed that?
If you still want that small sport feel where you just go out with your weekly buds, you can still do it.
Yeah. And you'll be able to do it at more places if the sport grows. If the sport dies, you're not going to be able to do it anywhere. You'll be going back to throwing discs at trees in your backyard and calling it disc golf again. Third point, don't even remember what it was anymore.
I've got one more.
Oh,
good
the
point.
storytelling.
Go ahead. Oh,
I got home.
This might be
so this is basically what happened, right? Is like I said, I turned it on and I was watching it some and I was like, I couldn't really get into it because I was helping my in-laws decorate for Christmas. So I couldn't get into it. I got home and I needed to get a run in. I was like, you know what? While I stretch out, I'll just turn on whatever's left of this coverage. There's 30 minutes left. Perfect time for me to turn on, and it was the beginning of the final round. Mm-hmm. So I sat down on my couch, had it turned on, and I'm watching it knowing fully what happened. So I'm not expecting myself to be invested in this. I was just trying to get a quick 5-minute glimpse so I could figure out, like, when I read social media posts and stuff, what they were talking about. So this is literally what happened. I sat down, I'm looking at my screen, I'm bending over tying my shoe, and I got one shoe tied, and then I sat back, and the next thing I know, Nathan Queen is on 18.
Yeah.
And I was like, frick, it's dark outside.
It was amazing.
I never got a chance to run because
this guy's he's out of shape now.
I'm out of shape now. No, someone who knew every detail of what happened that final round.
But it was
I
all
had talked about all that. The way they presented it to me, I also saw people coming after the music behind it. That was ridiculous. The music carries the storyline. It helped you stay engaged and feel. It set the moment of so many things.
Talk about being just looking for anything to grab a hold of. That is just crazy.
And so, it literally it kept me on the edge of my seat because it gave me information. Like that Yuli Drew moment, I loved that because Drew said he was like, yeah, I was talking to Yuli, who was his caddy. He's like, so I just jump out of the corner and Yuli's like, what? Do you want to win this thing? He's like, look, just look up. There's a gap right there. Just go for it. If you want to win, this is the type of moment.
And meanwhile, you're seeing footage from the tournament where Yuli is pointing to the gap.
It's very so
and the
well
same
put
thing
together.
On 18. They're talking about how Nathan Queen didn't know where he was at, and you can see the moment that Paul walked up to him and was like, "Hey, dude, you realize you're up by 2 strokes?" And you can see him check his phone and check the other. Stuff like that is stuff that you don't see during the coverage, and this gives you a bigger insight into it, and it gives people who aren't fans of the sport the whole backstory and everything going on at the event.
That's what I was going to say. People were just the coverage, there's natural drama that builds that we're missing. That natural drama becomes from all of the context we have from being disc golf fans, from us knowing that Nathan Queen is the worst seed in the tournament, from us knowing how good these other plays are, and from just knowing what a good shot in disc golf even looks like. Because people who don't want to play disc golf don't even know that on hole 16, the 2-gap hole, when Nathan Queen parks it with that lefty backhand, to somebody who doesn't watch disc golf, they might be like, oh, okay. But to us, we're like, that was an incredible shot. Yeah. So that storytelling that's going on is giving everybody the audience that we're actually trying to target, not the people that just want to watch, that are already fans of disc golf. It's not really who we're targeting here. The people we're trying to get, this is what they need to understand what's going on. It's for instance, if I turn on the TV and there was a horse race on, just a normal horse race, not the Kentucky Derby or anything special, and it was just a horse race, I would be like, whoop-de-doo, channel, switch. If I turn it on and they're talking about how this horse has overcome all this adversity and there's this crazy backstory to it.
Freaking David Attenborough doing the
they've
narration.
got this awesome narration to it and these really cool B-roll shots, and they're talking about all these storylines and bad blood between the different horse jockeys, I would be hooked. That is
what's funny is what you just said has happened to me. I turned on
That's
ESPN.
what I'm saying, man.
I don't give a frick about horse racing.
They can get you in.
I turned on ESPN, and there was a long story about the horse and this jockey and how it was like their last race together. I watched an hour production about this.
I would watch anything.
Well, that's like how this year
the
like Formula One has like fans have shot through because they came out that documentary on Netflix.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what disc golf needs is something like that.
But the final thing this showed me
It's called
is
the McBeast Diaries.
that I am now proud whenever I see a Reddit hate thread about us.
They're crazy.
Because when I saw this Reddit hate thread, I was like reading through it and I was like, if these are the same people that hate on me and hate on Foundation and hate on us whenever we like put stuff out, then thank goodness we're doing something right. Because if you're going to hate on this ESPN broadcast, I'd rather be on that side than on
I just hope the
the
Pro
other side.
Tour is like also kind of like whatever to that because
Surely.
I would hate to see them.
If you're listening to this and you're part of the Pro Tour production to put this, props to you.
Yeah,
well
you
done.
didn't do anything wrong.
You did it.
Yes, I want to send
do that
you an
same thing
email.
again. Can you start doing that on Disc Golf Network for like Worlds and USDGC and
That
stuff?
would be very cool.
I would love that. Thank you for your service.
And
Thank
also,
you for
everybody,
what you've done.
I realize that it sounds like we've just been going on a rant for a really long
We
time.
have been, but
and
it's
no
worth
matter what your opinion is, you might feel attacked just because of how attacking we've been right now. But I just want you to remind you, keep an open mind with these things because I used to be one of the people that was like, yeah, all post-produced coverage, like all the live stuff, all sucks, and just stuff like that. But then I started to realize how good it was for the sport to do live production, stuff like that, and it changed my mind, and I think I'm better for it.
Well, this is exactly.
You heard it here first. Open mind.
Open mind.
Well, I think this
open-mindedness.
is what we saw here is the exact type of post-produced content that I think takes us to the next level.
That'll probably exist in the future if live becomes the mainstay.
Yeah, because like imagine having this about James Conrad shot like a full hour-long documentary on the World Championships this year.
Yeah,
That'd be incredible. I'd love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just I don't know. I was honestly kind of just shocked to see that Reddit thread and then see how many people on that Reddit thread all agreed that the Pro Tour coverage was awful. And I was like, open your mind. Like, open your eyes. What the frick are you talking about?
Couldn't believe it.
Time for the fan favorite segment, Trevor's Trivia. What do you got for us this week?
All right. Bringing back a favorite of mine because we're doing the kind of the Hunter versus Konner during the off season, and Connor's never got to play this. I think he would enjoy it. So if somebody wants to start singing the Price is Right theme song for me, Konner.
I don't know it.
Do you not know the song?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know about you.
Okay. Anyways, we're playing disc golf Price is Right.
Was that Taylor's version?
Yeah, that's
Nice.
Oh, I can tell.
I can tell the difference.
All right, we're playing disc golf Price is Right. Now, the way that it's going to be more interesting.
I love this game.
and
I've always wanted to
actually,
participate in this game.
The way this is going to be actually more like Price is Right, since we have two people, is we'll rotate who goes first, and going over, it's an automatic
So you had to be the closest without going over.
So if you're going second, you are welcome to bet $1, bid $1.
So is there any benefit for how close you are?
That's the question. Do we want to do it to where we go for
You set the
points?
rules, man. I just want to know.
All right, we'll go. So here's what we'll do.
Okay.
Because I don't want there to be $100 item and Konner says $250 and I'm like $1 just to make sure, and then like I lose overall because I was $99.
So let's
off.
let's do it this way then. Let's do it this way. We'll do it if you go over. It's an added $50. So it's kind of in the spirit of Price is Right, but it makes sense for the format that we're doing. And we're going to go in total amount dollars.
So you don't
off.
lose anything if you go under?
Well, you lose the amount that you're off of the amount.
But if you're over, you lose even
it's
more.
an additional $50.
So if you're over by $1,
gotcha. Just to make it to where there's more separation.
if you're over by $1, it's $50.
Yes.
Ooh, 51.
Yes.
Frick.
So that's how we're gonna do this.
Is that the Price is Right?
So I just want to guess
thank
low.
That's all I know.
Okay.
Just the
All right.
Konner, you have a great singing voice. You should be in a band.
Wheel of Fortune.
So basically, Discmania is very hot on the market right now. So there's quite a few of that, but I found some other interesting stuff as well.
Nice.
But we're gonna start it out with, and we'll have who. Connor's going first.
I think you went first last week.
That's fine.
The
You say Konner's the
Discmania
guest. Konner's not a guest on this show, man. Stop that right
on
now.
this segment.
Unreal. I'm here for you, dude.
Thanks, man.
On this segment. That's what I meant.
I'm very excited.
Okay,
right
the Discmania DD3 prototype, brand new.
now. Prototype.
So the one that just was released, brand new. What are those going for? Konner.
Just was released, so in Italian plastic.
In the Italian plastic.
Ooh, fancy.
I don't know how to do a Bob Barker impression.
I'm sorry. I just got really distracted by trying to think of you doing a Bob Barker impression.
Okay.
I'm going to say, I think it's in the hundreds.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say super high hundreds because we know that it's going to be produced.
Important to mention, all these items were actually sold on eBay.
Sold on eBay.
It's not like somebody just listed
important.
it.
That's
they
important.
were somebody was willing to pay this price.
I am going to say $120.
Dang,
Okay.
That's right where I was at. I was thinking 125 in my head.
You can go over under.
I'm gonna play the game smart to start. I'm gonna go 115.
All right, whatever.
The answer is $250.
Okay, so we're $5 off each other.
Okay.
I should have went over it. I should have went with my 125.
I wanted to go lower.
200
I just
Sheesh.
that feels right, but I just wanted to go lower than what
Disc
I thought.
prices always surprise me nowadays.
I used to keep up with them.
So
I used to.
135 for Hunter and 130 for Konner. Konner has a slim lead. All right.
You
That's
want
what
more
they called
points?
me in high school, slim lead.
No, you want less. Because that's the
You said 130 for Konner.
130 and 135 for you.
Oh, I thought you said 125
No,
for
no,
me.
no, no.
Okay. I'm
All right.
tracking again.
The next disc. This is an interesting one because this is a James Conrad Special Edition Envy. You know the ones where he's
Yeah.
holding up the
Yeah, we
trophy.
didn't get
That
any
can't
of
be
those.
worth anything.
Signed
Oh,
by James Conrad, brand new.
still can't be worth much.
$16.
If you walk into most stores right now, there's like
kidding.
150 on the
Signed
shelves.
actually in ink.
Yeah, but signatures
James
right now
Conrad.
are weird because sometimes they devalue a disc because James Conrad's still alive.
But that kind of disc, though?
That disc, so because the way you're saying it, I'm going to go 50.
Okay.
Ooh, 50. I want to go higher than that. But would it be higher than the DD3 though? That just doesn't make much sense.
You're going that high.
Well, higher than what I guessed for the DD3.
Oh, okay.
All right, you went 50.
I went 50.
I'm going to say $100.
Is $120.
No way.
Yeah.
You, sir, got screwed out of your money. I'm going to just say it.
I don't know. I think it's okay.
I
he
mean,
probably
how
doesn't
many of
wanna
them are
resell
out there,
it.
though? I didn't see any others.
Yeah.
You can still order them for,
Well,
Signed.
he didn't get screwed out of his money.
That'd be
if
so
he,
easy.
he only got screwed out of his money if he wanted to sell it for more. But if he was like, I got this really cool disc that like commemorates the shot and also is signed by the guy that did the shot, it's cool.
It would almost be cheaper just to go to your store, buy that disc for $20,
And then fly out.
and then just drive to the 5 hours to the closest Pro Tour stop
I'm not sure
and
it'd
get
be
it
cheaper
signed.
because you'd have to miss it like maybe a couple of days of work.
No, just go on a
like-
Saturday.
Okay.
All right.
Drive 10 hours on a Saturday.
120 though. It's if you're like a big James Conrad fan, 120 on like a very collectible thing. It's nothing. It's nothing. That could
Yeah,
That-
I don't-
see what I'm saying?
that's
That
not
shocks me.
ridiculous.
that could grow in
$120 is
value though
not
because like that
outrageous.
moment will never be lost in disc golf.
Yeah.
Correct,
So,
but
like,
that's
that-
a very long play.
It is a long play. All right.
It's only
If
a
that
long
disc,
play if you're
if that,
reselling it.
I would understand the 120 if that disc was sold out.
Yeah.
Like if that disc was gone,
I
I would
get that.
understand it.
Maybe James
the
Conrad
reason
has
I
like a
went
notoriously hard signature to get.
the reason I went
Maybe.
so
I don't
low is because that disc is just readily available. Like if we wanted
Yeah.
to go order more on MVP's wholesale site right now, we could.
I understand.
Like
that
that
makes
was, there was
sense
an
to me.
unlimited amount of those put in the world.
It doesn't surprise me.
So
that
it's just
somebody
a
was willing
stock
to
disc.
pay
But it's not
$120 for it.
$400.
Because think about this too.
$120.
If you're not in the know with disc golf, but you're like, you're just new to disc golf and you love that James
That's
Conrad
true.
moment, you go on eBay and you see it for 120, you're like, nothing.
He probably wasn't
Especially if you're
trying to get a
familiar-
great deal. He just was excited
especially
about
if you're familiar with other sports memorabilia and other like 120 for something like that. Nothing. All right,
You're
next
not
disc.
dumb. You're not dumb.
A brand new Discmania Meta Plastic Tilt. What do they still have value? What are they going for these days?
Connor's
You know?
first.
That is a good
How much
question.
is Connor up on me? Like 100 something now?
No, he's up by 35.
Really? That's it?
There's no way. I guess he guessed $50 closer than me on that last one. Didn't you? I guessed 50. What'd you guess?
I guessed 100.
Yeah.
All right, what did I put down for you, Hunter? I think I put down the wrong thing for you.
I put 50. So he's got to be up by.
You guessed $50, and I think I added 50 to your
He's
total.
gotta be up by
like a-
55.
Like a dummy. And
Thank you, Hunter.
You have to be up by 55.
I was supposed to add 70 to your total. Yeah, you have 205. He's up by 55.
Yeah.
Good math.
Okay, the Meta Tilt.
The Facebook tilt.
Facebook Tilt. That's funny.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to take my Meta Tilt, wipe the stamp, and dye Facebook logo on it.
That'd be funny.
How much would it go for then?
Do you have a Meta Tilt?
Yeah, I have one.
You have
Or
one?
just dye
Silas
the
has
new
one,
the
too.
Facebook
I have one
Meta
from
logo.
the video that you guys shot.
That's right.
You
Silas
guys gave
has
it
the
to
other
me.
one.
Yeah. Me and Silas just mooching off of you guys.
Silas is in his bag for some reason.
That's hilarious. Okay, I want to say 300.
Oh, frick.
But
We're on different planets right now.
I am going to calm down, though. That's why I said I wanted to say. But what I'm going to say because they haven't made more, and it's not like it doesn't feel like they're gonna make more. Like it doesn't like there's no like knowing like they're about to mass produce meta tilts. So I'm gonna say $210.
I think that's over. I'm gonna go 150.
$65.
Yeah, I was gonna guess 75.
They're not worth that much.
75 is where my head was at when you said 300, and then I tried playing the game.
So 210 minus 65
That is
plus
tough.
an additional 50 for going over. That's 190.
We can just keep our difference between our guesses, really. But no, just keep doing it because it wouldn't matter if I would have said 50
Yeah.
and he would have said whatever.
So that's
tough.
195 difference for Konner.
Yeah, I just lost the game.
Added to 150.
Not really, because I was only 50 behind you.
345 total.
We should be like within five.
What did you guess, Hunter?
You guess
150.
Okay.
75% confident. I don't remember what I said.
Are you serious?
I don't remember.
because I guessed 210.
Yeah, I went 150.
Okay.
Yeah.
Minus 65, also plus 50 for being over to 135.
Okay, so we both got plus 50 at least. So
Yeah,
it made
so
it to where
60
it was.
off. So I should be up 5 now.
340.
Okay.
I thought.
Okay,
I
it's
thought you were
still
gonna burn them there with that one, Hunter. I thought you were gonna.
I was like, I was very confident. The James Conrad shot my confidence.
him throwing out a 300 really just like
Because I was at 75 when you said 300, and then you said 300, and I was like, "The frick is this guy doing?" And
Well,
the
just because I
James
knew
Conrad one,
shot your confidence. That makes
the
sense.
James Conrad
I was
one
just
made me
counting-
think that I knew nothing about disc golf.
I was
value
just
anymore.
counting on the Tilt fanboys to not let me
No,
down.
the hype's gone.
Yeah, I think everybody that wanted a tilt kind of has one. I think
It was
that's
just
the
the-
problem.
And then they're kind of like, well, what do I don't need
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah.
The James
It was our
Conrad,
video ruined it.
Yeah,
the James
true.
Conrad one just threw me off. It
All
made me
right.
think I didn't know anything about disc
We're
value
going back to
anymore.
Discmania. This is a used Discmania Glow Sea Line Night Strike 1. The original Night Strike.
$75.
Used. Is that your guess?
That's my guess.
Okay.
Just going with my gut. Just throwing it out.
$110.
$250.
See, like, what the frig are y'all paying for? It's a piece of plastic that flies, man.
Like you can find something that flies like it. I
You have
promise.
$225. Go buy 20 stock discs. You'll
Yeah,
find
and
something.
see which one you like.
Jeez.
All right, so Hunter is now at 515 total.
I don't think it's up to us to come after the people spending money on discs.
No.
That's
What
kind
did
of
you
our
guess?
job.
You guessed 110? Is that what you just guessed?
Yeah, I said 110.
110.
I wanted to go higher.
225.
It was the opposite thing right there
It's-
because I wanted to go high right there, but then you said a low number, and I was like, oh, frick, I better go low then.
The original.
I've just been out of the market for too long.
the old.
Been
That's
off the
what it
market for
is.
too long.
The used disc flipping market, I've been off too long.
The thing is that there's Night Strike 2s out that are already worth quite a bit by themselves, like $100. So the Night Strike 1, very valuable.
I guess it's like Section Firebirds.
And that's old. That's old Discmania plastic. That's
Yeah.
good
No, I
plastic.
know.
So
Because like now
There's-
Nate Perkins has the Zen or whatever.
That's
All
I
right.
was surprised that anything original would be under $100.
this is going to be a really good one here. This is a set of 3,
Oh goodness.
brand new 2015, 16, and 17 Sexton Firebirds. Set of 3, all brand new, 15, 16, 17.
What?
This was.
So I go first.
You
this
go
time.
first, thank goodness.
Set of 3.
You don't
so this is the
you don't
price.
see all 3 of those brand new in a set very often.
So this is the price for
All
all
3
of
of them, brand
You
spanking
gotta
new.
factor in the group discount
the group. Yeah,
for all
yeah,
3.
of course. Yeah,
That's at least
you
a
buy
30%
you buy
discount.
2 get 1 free.
Exactly.
This is still anybody's game right now.
the price of
it's
2.
a 30-point game right now, which is
What is this the last question?
no. There's 2 more after this.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out my strategy here.
What's
This
the
is
scores
gonna be
right
a
now?
wide range.
What?
What's the scores right
Right now,
There's a
Hunter
30-point
Hunter
difference.
is losing by 30 to you right now.
Okay, so that's basically nothing.
Yeah, with the 3 left, like that's not going to really make a difference.
Because this would be really nice if he could go first right now.
Yeah, it would have been. I'm glad I'm not.
Okay, I want to like.
I have no idea.
I kind of just want to go out and be like $100 a piece, $300. I think $300 wouldn't be that crazy for these 3 discs. But I'm going to go a little bit safer, and I'm going to say, oh man, this is so difficult. I'm sorry for you audio listeners that are just listening to us think.
ASMR. Nope.
I'm gonna say, I kind of want to stay in the 200s, but then I can't tell if that's ridiculous because it should be higher or if it's not lower than 200s. I'm gonna say $240.
I'm going 500.
Oh my gosh.
You're both way wrong. $1,900.
Okay,
What
thank gosh. Well, I was in the thousands. I was thinking like 1,200.
Brand new 2015s are worth like
I was thinking 1,200.
I just do. Last time I went high, you guys looked at me like I was so stupid.
I was thinking 1,200, but then when you were in the 200s, I was like, well, I can get points anywhere above 200. I just got to make sure I don't go over.
Yeah.
So 500 where I was at.
Yeah. The 2015s brand new are worth like 800.
I was going to say a 2015 by itself would sell for way more than 2 something.
I was just so scared of going over, but those 50 points over would have been totally fine right now.
Yeah. When you were at 300, like, I just don't want to be ridiculous. I was like, yeah, he's going to go higher. Then you went 200. I was like, thank you.
Yeah, difference of 1,660 for Konner.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to get points. I was just playing the game. Making sure I got points.
Yeah, because I was surprised at how low your guess came in.
My initial gut when Konner was thinking was 1,200. Or no, a little over 1,000, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But then once Konner started going lower, I was just like, well, just bring yours down because you just got to get 30 on them.
I really believed it was much higher than that, but I didn't want to look like an idiot.
I respect.
I didn't know. I just look like an idiot.
I would have very confidently
reason.
said 1,200, and you probably would have been looking at me like, this guy's an idiot.
I know. I didn't know if you'd remember like any of the previous times you did this, but Sex and Firebirds are kind of crazy.
I know. Yeah.
I literally just said, oh yeah,
brand
it's like
new,
Sex and
brand new Firebirds from this year are already worth like $200.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
So it's my turn first now.
All right, so now this one's interesting.
Maybe I should sell mine.
This one is very interesting. This is a Brody Smith signed 1,000 rated zone.
120.
Okay.
400.
Answer was 300. So unfortunately, I would have been. You're gonna get the 50 for going over. That's
people on eBay are getting ripped off. I just saw one of these go on Brody's Facebook collector page for like 110.
I think that one was
like 2
the
days
only
ago.
disc.
eBay, man.
That one was the only disc so far where I knew it. I actually knew it.
But you didn't.
But you did.
Well, I was really close. I was off by like $100.
I'm gonna find this post on Brody's collector page because someone just got ripped off on Facebook or on eBay. Maybe this is the one that someone signed on eBay.
I met a guy who paid a bunch of money for one of the black on black like Paul zones.
So this is unsigned at $100 5 days ago. No, 8 days ago.
Yeah, and it's not
One
very hard to
on
get
eBay
Brody
for
Smith to sign a
$300.
disc.
Now this one was signed in a gold Sharpie. What is that one signed in?
No, that one, the $100 was unsigned.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, but then you have to factor in the cost for a gold Sharpie.
All of the unsigned are going for $100.
Okay. 300 for signed isn't ridiculous though. Like I said,
Brody's
on
signature
eBay.
is worth $200.
Well, to somebody. It's you gotta remember it's eBay. It's not like they're on a website for everybody to buy. It's like one person said yes.
That's what I'm saying. People on eBay are just getting.
It's just fascinating.
ripped.
All right, last disc. Right now it's about
wait,
a 200 point difference right now. So
signed, 1,000 rated, get freaky. Reserve was set at 150. No one bid on it.
Didn't hit the right market. Maybe that's the exact same one that went on eBay. All right, $200 difference right now, but it's not over.
Maybe that's why.
It's over.
Maybe
man.
that's
It's not
why.
over yet.
It's
I
over.
feel confident now because I'm looking at Facebook prices.
We're
in eBay.
last
Whole different
disc.
game.
This is slightly a spite pick from last week's In the Bag. But this is a 2001 Innova Champion USDGC Rock, brand new. 01 for context. 01 was one of the most popular rocks. Like I think this.
How much am I down by again?
It's 200 points.
200. I'm just gonna be 200 separate from whatever Konner says. So.
Well,
Yeah,
but there's
it
the
doesn't
going
really
over
matter what
bonus though.
Well, yeah. I'm either gonna go 200 over or 200
I
under
have
him.
no chance to win now because I'm going first.
No, you have every chance to win.
If you guess it on the number,
if you're within a range,
and then he goes over or whatever, and then then you would.
I have to
win.
be 200 different from you. So if you're 100 different from the number, and then I'm also 100 different from the number, I lose, and one of us went over. You're in the best seat to win right now.
I wouldn't say that.
If you lose this, it'd be a statistical
No,
anomaly.
it's okay. It's okay. I made a mistake with the Sexton and Firebird, and I have to live with that, and that's okay. I'm not upset about it.
I'd rather
I'm
be
not
in
upset
your
about
seat.
it.
I'd also rather have those jeans.
$8 at Plato's Closet.
I thought you were guessing the disc. I was like, all right, this should be easy.
You could buy this disc for $8 at Plato's Closet. I am going to say, I don't think it's as much as it should be. I don't think it's as much as we old disc golf boys want it to be. And yes, I'm referring to us as old disc golf boys. And so I'm going to say, I mean, the fact that I was seeing at USCGC, like the old, like CE Leopards for like $45. I'm going to say $100.
See, I'm going the opposite train of thought. Because I think...
That's fine. I need you to go opposite right now.
I think the only place that the old heads are looking is eBay because they're not going on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this disc is worth a lot.
Go
so
ahead.
I'm down by 200, and you said 100.
I gave my reasoning, so I'm not embarrassed.
So I'm
by
gonna go
it.
310.
Disc sold for $420.
Wow.
I think it has a lot.
I don't think my
420.
reason. I don't think my
The
reasoning
reasoning
was
wasn't
dumb,
crazy.
though.
I think that the kicker with these is that they only make a certain amount of them, so that makes them extra collectible.
You should have
Yeah.
went one
and
step farther.
brand new is.
You should have went
tough
one
to
step
find.
farther in your thinking. Trevor said it was a spite pick. He wouldn't have picked that if it made him
That
look
is
bad.
that is. A good
I wasn't
point.
really picking his spite pick because it cost a lot. It was more just because like I just wanted. Well, maybe it
was
was
because
a
it cost a lot.
subconscious. It was a subconscious spite pick, I guess.
That's funny. I'm still
So I
not
won.
embarrassed.
I
by
won by
it.
5.
I'm still not embarrassed by it. Good job, Hunter. I won last week, so at least I'm not like it's not a clean sweep. You know what I
Did
mean?
you say you won by 5?
Yeah, didn't I?
You won by like 400. You were winning.
Yeah, you won by like $1.5 billion.
I was winning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was down by 200.
Are you kidding
Why
me
would you
right
have been
now?
down for 200 after he guessed like the worst guess of all time? Well, not the worst, the furthest guess of the
I
whole
thought
thing.
for some reason I thought I was down by 200.
Okay, well, great.
That's
job.
why I said I was going to guess 200 separate from you every time. Oh no, I would have
I thought
hated to
it
be
was-
in your
I
seat.
thought it was-
Never
yeah,
mind.
I was so
should've guessed-
confused.
I should have guessed the same. I should have guessed the same number. What was I doing?
I was so confused
Well,
as
as
to
soon as he
why.
said 100, I knew you were going to guess 300. I'm like, oh, he's got it wrapped up because he couldn't like even if you guessed 0, you would have
Oh
won.
wow.
Wow.
I could have very easily lost that.
Just
I
going
was.
Price
I
is
thought I was on
Right
the
is-
wrong
is a
side of history.
wild-
That is a
Right.
fun. That's a really fun game.
That
It
is a fun game.
That's a
Looking
very
through
fun
eBay
game.
and
I learned a lot just
that
from that
stuff is
one.
fascinating.
This one thing. I feel like next time I could do better.
You got better.
All right, well,
wait,
because I
about
feel like
2
I get-
months from now, and we'll bring it back again.
I feel like I could trust my gut a little bit more.
All right. Before we get into our other off-season other off-season segments, we have the day that we all hope would come
Yes.
has officially arrived.
Yes.
The PDGA has swallowed their pride and announced that the Champions Cup will be a 4-round stroke play major.
Clap it up. Clap it up for the PDGA. I'm not going to give them a standing O. They don't deserve that much credit. It's like the easiest decision ever. Like, oh my gosh. It's like you're trying to save the day, and all you have to do is press a button to save the day, and then you're the hero of the city. Like, that's basically what
Hey,
happened.
Nate Heinle's my
All
hero
they had to
now.
do is be like, it's not even like they had to do anything
Oh my gosh,
logistically.
it's a bird. It's a plane. It's Nate Heinold.
It's like, oh my gosh, let's just run the tournament the same way we run all the
can't.
other majors. Like, wow, you guys are awesome.
What's funny is...
But hey, credit where credit's due, I guess, for at least taking the advice of every single person ever that didn't want this to
Some
happen.
people were still
I'm
upset.
feeling-
Some people
I'm
were
feeling
upset
you're very
about this
aggressive
change.
right now, Trevor.
Some people were upset about this
Yeah, I
change. I
feel
saw it
very
online.
aggressive.
They were upset about this change.
Probably
there's
our Reddit
something-
page?
Yeah, probably on Reddit.
No, it was actually on Facebook. But
They didn't.
the pushback on changing it to a stroke play for a major is going to be a heck of a lot less than the pushback
Yeah.
they've
Well,
already
here-
received and would have continued to receive if they would have left the match
You
play
got
portion.
to fans aside. It's the players like that matter. Like as far their opinion matters more, and they did not
Yeah.
want to play this format. So that
No.
as a fan, that should tell you, okay.
Yeah, because Nate Heinold said they had like some players who liked the format. Where the reason they liked it was because they're like, yeah, it actually like now gives me a shot at winning this major.
Yeah,
And
well,
he's
that's
like-
not the point.
He's like, that wasn't the reasoning we wanted for
Yeah.
that. So
No.
respect for that.
The best players need to be winning the majors. So
Yeah,
this is-
if you have a thing, you're like, thank you, you made it easier for me to win a major. I'd be like, red flag. Uh-oh.
where are they? Where are they hosting this at again?
WR Jackson.
WR.
Going back.
See, that
heck
makes it even
yeah.
better.
I have now officially become extremely excited for this event.
Yeah,
because
WR
also
major,
officially,
it's going to be an invite-only major as well. Seems
So
like it's to be
cool.
pretty limited to
wonder
90 to
if I'll get
100,
invited.
90 to
And the
100
Champions
MPO
Cup
players.
is such a cool name. Now we're on track.
We're on
90 to
track.
100
WR?
MPO players, 30 to 40 FPO players. And like I said, invite only. So
Who's
it's
doing
going to
coverage?
everyone. What do you mean? It's a major.
It's a major.
Just kidding.
I'm very excited. We might, maybe we go now.
to WR.
Yeah.
Back to our stomping
Back
grounds.
to I'm so excited to see WR Jackson back.
I
like,
love that
back
course,
in.
man. Love
Yeah.
that course. Hated playing it.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Somewhat.
It's kind of like New London.
It's so hard. It is. It's like a little more wooded New London.
Yeah,
We can do
so hard.
That's where we can test and see if I can still throw a rock as far as I used to be able to.
4 rounds.
Can't.
4 rounds at WR Jackson. I can't wait now.
Yeah,
Coming in April.
It's a great major.
That's a
The
great major.
Champions
The
Cup.
Champions Cup.
They better have a sick trophy to back up such a name. The Champions Cup. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm
probably a
very.
I'd buy the merch right now.
They probably have it already. Because they definitely have it. Because they had so many that I was like, I'm not buying that. It's a match play major. And I'm going to go back and buy it. Because of this change.
Merch?
Discs.
No, I'm talking
shirts,
about merch.
Everything.
I want merch.
I think I'm going to look for it.
Does it exist? Are you being serious?
I'm being dead serious.
Okay, if he said discs and shirts, what more like?
Yeah, what
is that not merch?
No, like when he said discs, that's not what I'm looking for.
But then he said shirts, and he still said, "I want merch."
Official PDGA store.
I think it was more of a comment, not an objection.
I understand.
Lots of discs. Okay, take it back. I don't see any shirts.
Okay.
Oh, no merch.
Okay.
But they
He
do
wants
have
merch.
I want it to be like a pocket tee or something, or like that style, and it's like Champions Cup in all cursive, like very like classic, like
Whatever
Champions
you think
Cup.
would be really
There's
cool.
history there.
The
Whatever you
Picture-
think would be really cool is
Probably not what they're gonna do. It's probably gonna be like in fiery, flamey, big letters.
maybe something
yeah,
like that.
what is it? What is the
It's just
Bushnell
the
disc?
stamp.
Oh,
And the picture they used is off center. The snamp's off center on the disc.
That's awesome.
But
Love marketing.
It is what it is. What's that Favicon?
The Champions Cup, a
Interesting.
tradition unlike any other.
I mean, I'm very excited now for the Champions
Yeah.
Cup. We have so I saw a lot of people also being like, which before I actually get into that, Nate Heinold, when he said the invite only, that was on the Nick and Matt show, and he also was asked about the requirements to play in the Elite Series, and he said that he couldn't speak on it because he said they had not been announced yet.
I do like with the whole Nate Heinold being up and up in the PDGA now. I do think that a lot more pro tour narratives will go through now, and I like that.
Well, he's been on the board of director for a while,
Right, but now
He's the president of the board.
Yeah,
of
I
directors
think
now.
that's the only position that matters. Let's be honest. So I think now like the tour card thing and the qualification stuff is going to get pushed forward a lot quicker now. Which like,
I hope so.
Yes, love it.
But I also saw another complaint that people are like, you can't just create an event and call it a major.
Yes, you can.
So I put it out on Twitter and I said, what makes a tournament a major? On our Grip Locked pod over on Twitter. If you're not following that, check it out. Some of the more common responses on Twitter were the prestige of the event, the money in the purse. Other notable answers were when the PDGA says it's a major, end of story.
So
That's
how
from
do
John Taylor.
How do you get prestige of an event? How do you get money in the purse?
And my favorite response was from Tim Heller, and he said, when you guys tell me it's a major on the podcast.
That's funny. You can't.
Hey, Tim, Champions Cup's a
You
major.
have to start.
just in case you were wondering.
Obviously, like, yeah, the first year it happens, it'll probably be like a little weird because we won't value it as much as the other. But you have to start these things now so
Well,
that
yeah.
10 years from now, it has history.
Well, that's what I was saying.
prestige.
Is in my head, I'm thinking like, so
What
we
else
start
do we
the
do?
Champions Cup now. Year 2 already has a little history. By year 3, it's just a major.
Yeah,
Like we're talking 2 years from now, it's just going to be like,
you
yeah,
have
it's
to,
our
like
it's a
when
major.
you're a new sport, you have to just create things and call them majors.
Yeah,
Like, that's
like,
how it works.
History is going to
Everything.
be
How do you think USDGC came about? They created it and called it a major.
yeah, like our oldest biggest
European
tradition
Open,
in the
they
sport.
created it and called it a major.
Oldest biggest tradition in the sport is essentially 20 years old. USDGC.
Yeah, it's not that old.
So
We
20
have time.
20 years from now,
We
the
have time.
Champions Cup we will feel about the Champions Cup as the sport feels about
So now we
USDGC
have-
right now.
We've got Worlds. See, here's the thing. Worlds is, and you know what? Worlds is actually going to be the fraud major. If they keep this at WR each year, then Worlds is going to be the fraud major because all that Worlds has going for it is the fact that it's called the World
Here's
Championship.
my opinion on Worlds. I think that I think that disc golf needs to rid Worlds as a major.
Yeah, I agree.
Worlds needs to be a top tier. So it needs to go Elite Series, Majors, World Championship, and the World Championship should be biannual. So every other year we have Worlds. And then I think it's okay to rotate courses.
Yeah,
Because the thing that makes it special now is every other year the World Championship happens.
it's just weird calling something the World Championship.
I'm okay with that.
I mean, it's whatever.
I'm weird with it being the way it is right now.
Yeah, I'm
as
just saying the
every year we
only-
have Worlds and it's just at a
The
different
only
random
prestige
course.
that we have that is associated with Worlds, because like USDGC, it's because it's at the same course every year and it's run so well. Like that's what gives it the prestige. If this one stays at WR like 10 years from now, it's gonna have a similar effect. Like, hey, European Open, similar effect. We go to the same course. Now there are majors, obviously, like in golf that rotate. The key with those and the reason why they still have kind of prestige is because they've been around for like 100 years and they rotate between kind of the same courses. Like when the US Open goes back to Pebble Beach or when the Open Championship goes back to St. Andrews, they're like, let's look back at the 10 times or 20 times this has already happened. So that's just kind of the case.
Kind of like when Worlds goes back to Emporia.
Right. Right. So like it's one thing if I'm just saying
that was just like one of those bait things where I didn't know if Trevor would be like, no, nothing like that.
No.
Or he'd be like, yeah, exactly.
I'm saying it can happen with a rotation if you go between the same amount of courses.
You're keeping the same 4 or 5 courses.
It
in
just
rotation.
has to happen for a long time before it makes sense. I feel like before like it really sticks. So I'm not saying that.
That's what I like.
It's just easier to do it at one course.
It is easier. That's why I like the biannual because
I don't hate that.
Because then it gives it.
It'd be kind of weird though, only having a world champion. Like, I mean, it's just like disc golf things, but like. There's no such thing as a 2023 world champion. There wasn't worlds that year.
I don't know. I just feel like that would make it feel more special.
You get a 2-year reign though as the champ. That's kind of cool.
I don't know. I like the idea. I forget who brought it up. Someone brought it up.
Brody has talked about this many times.
I like that idea.
Yeah, he talks
because I think that would help it make it special. Because right now it is a good question of like, other than the title of Worlds and the fact that it's a major, what makes Worlds special? Because like USDGC, it's the only time you're playing winter.
Most importantly, though, it's Worlds is what it is. But most importantly, now we know we have 3 majors on our calendar that we can look forward to throughout the year. I think
4.
Honestly, what am I missing?
Champions Cup, European Open, Worlds, USDGC.
Yeah, wait, we have 4. Oh yeah, because European Open is back. Yeah, we have 4 majors, and that is like at the end of the day, what matters that we're going to get to play 4 majors throughout the year. I can't wait for European Open again. That major's awesome.
We should go to Europe.
Sick.
I love the European Open.
I mean,
maybe we'll have that talk after the podcast.
Okay.
Foundation Bogey Bros take Europe. I don't know.
Where
gotta get a ring to it.
That's in Finland, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Do we have any Finnish fans? If you're
Probably.
If you're near the European Open, you're going to be there this year, and you'd like to see us there, comment so that we know that it's worth it.
The beast.
I'm just create like 1,000 spam accounts. Just please come. No, but very excited for the Champions Cup. It's only like 6 hours away from us. We're probably going to be there.
It's good too. It'll help with the prestige that Hall of Fame Classic was there all those years because
like
WR
I'm already excited for this.
Yeah,
because of the
WR
course.
like winning at WR is already like a thing that has had prestige associated with it in the past.
Yeah.
So having a major there just kind of makes sense. Like it's and it's at like the PDGA
Worlds
headquarters.
has been there before.
Yeah, WR Jackson's a very good course.
Yeah, I'm very
except
excited.
for like hole 4, whatever.
I'm very excited for this event now.
Giant Anheuser hole. I think it's stupid, but I did birdie.
They might be redesigning it. I'm very, very excited for this event now.
Birdie at what?
So
they're redesigning it again.
I heard that they might be like flipping that section.
That section
that
again?
we played.
Yeah.
That like was put in because of the logging.
Well, yeah,
we'll see if that actually is
that
true
section. Like I wouldn't. Good riddance.
Yeah. But
there's certain holes though that they need to keep.
No, very, very excited for that change, and props to the PDGA for listening to what the players had to say.
Good job, you did something right.
I was terrified that this was going to become like a standoff where the players are like, we're not playing this event.
I was kind of looking forward to that.
We already heard Paul wasn't playing it, Jordan Castro wasn't playing it. I had heard rumors there were a few other players that weren't playing it. And so, like, I was expecting as April got closer and closer, more and more players are going to keep coming out of the woodwork, and it was just going to be like basically, it's going to be a pissing match of, like, who's going to give first.
Very entertaining, though.
It was going to be.
Like, I was going to watch that or not watch it with a big smile on my face, knowing that, like, the top 10 players aren't there and they're all, like, somewhere else on vacation or something. Like, they're all, like, on
But now I'm going to be watching with a big smile on my face because we got another major.
When is this one scheduled again?
April.
Oh, this is the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Europe is in like summer. Mm-hmm. And then it goes
European Open is the second major. Yeah, Worlds is the third major.
Worlds
USDGC.
And USDGC. But Worlds is closer to the end of the year now.
A little bit.
Because
the 2 events after Worlds before USDGC start the playoffs.
Oh, I love the format so much this year. This next season,
April 14th through the 17th.
We're at such a great point in our sport where every season following the previous one is like going to be the best one yet because there's just...
Oh, they've posted the invitation criteria. I haven't even seen this.
Love it. We're getting live topics right now. I can't wait. I'm already so excited for February.
So the Champions Cup invite list
Can we do T-shirts that say, is it February yet?
Yeah, we can.
The Champions Cup invite list includes champions from all 2021 PDGA Elite Series events, comprised of 5 National Tour, 11 Pro Tour stops, as well as MPO, FPO majors, including Pro World, USDGC, and the U.S. Women's DGC. The MP40 and FP40 winners of the Masters Pro are also invited. PGA Major Committee is a preliminary list of premier disc golf events that will serve as automatic qualifiers set to take place. The field size will be limited to 100 MPO and 40 FPO. Registration will be offered in tiers that will be based on PDGA player rating once invited players have an opportunity to register.
So there'll be basically invites and then a ratings tier.
Invites only to make sure those players get in, and then
I like that.
Ratings after that to make sure it fills, from what I understand.
Cool.
Good. It doesn't really say the tier. But from what it sounded like, Nate Heinel was saying, like, we're at the point in our sport where if we do tiered registration, which is like the allowed thing, he's like, if we do tiered registration, like 940 rated pros just aren't going to be able to play.
I am more than interested to see what a Nate Heinel PDGA run major looks like. I bet it's going to be it.
Well, so Nate Heinel's the president of the board of directors. Joe Shargaloff's still the head of the PDGA.
I'm just saying there's going to be changes.
Well,
especially after the Firefest last year.
Robert Leonard is the TD for the Champions Cup.
He's a good TD.
And he's a great TD. Things aren't going to be overlooked
I'm
at
just
this.
saying nothing lights a
there
candle to
shouldn't be-
USDGC as far as how things are run. I'm just wanting to see if they step up.
I don't think there will be a bad run major this year because we have the Champions Cup that's going to be run by Robert Leonard and the PDGA at the PDGA's headquarters. I expect that to be a very
the venue is already so good for that. It's like
then we go to European Open, which has been the golden standard for years. We just kind of forgot because of how long it's been since we've been there.
Yep.
Then Worlds is going to be at Emporia, which Emporia knows how to run a disc golf event.
Yeah, Emporia does so good too. Yeah,
nothing's going to touch that. And then USDGC, it's ran to near perfection every year.
Things are looking
so
up,
the 4 majors this upcoming year should be pretty much drama free now.
4 majors. How spoiled are we?
So spoiled.
We've been dealing
with like
to be alive. 1 or 2 majors the last 2 years. Brutal.
All right, let's get into In the Bag.
The most tumultuous series of all time.
First off, I'd like to say appreciation to those of you who backed me up in the comments and understood.
There anybody?
There was a lot. Understood where I was coming from. Each and every one of you.
Yeah, we understood where you were coming from, but we're going to let you get away with it.
Yeah,
I'm not bringing it back up. I'm not bringing it back up.
Yeah. We understand
those of
where
you,
you're coming from.
Those of you in the comment section, I really appreciate you. Those of you who may have used your fan base to try to come after me.
This man's talking to ghosts right now.
Those of you who may have used your fan base, whether or not you're on this podcast, to try to come after me, just know that I will forever remember that.
I don't care. I've settled down, man.
Was it you?
About to be a father. I can't deal with this stuff.
So In the Bag, Konner did win last week. So Justice, I'm fine with that. If Trevor would have won, I win the show.
I think that it was difficult to. I think that my whole Paul Macbeth windmill forehand, I think that's what won.
People were getting mad at you for calling it the Paul Macbeth windmill and not the Avery Jenkins windmill.
Okay, ooh. I apologize to everybody. I forgot Avery Jenkins has a signature forehand that beats every other forehand in the world.
He did do it first,
but yeah, it's not signature.
But Konner, it was the
who
Paul
made
Macbeth
it famous though.
Exactly, that's why.
We didn't bring it up on the podcast because none of us thought about it. I just saw comments.
I don't know who I'm coming after right now, but somebody's going to get hurt.
You're talking the same ghost I was just talking to.
You get to decide the order.
And the In the Bag for this week is phrases that you don't want to hear on the course.
It's so great.
I've got to steal. So I think I've got to use the strategy well that I get to go first. I'm going to choose that I get to go first.
Okay.
Who went second last week? I'll just mix it up.
Hunter did.
I believe I did.
Then I've gone last 2 weeks in a row.
Okay,
which I don't mind.
Oh, that's right, because we went. Yeah. So we'll go me. You went second, so
I went second. Or he went second.
I went second.
I went last.
So then you will go second then.
Okay.
I will go me, Trevor, Hunter.
Okay.
And I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I get to go first.
Yeah.
And take the
gimme.
phrase. This is the phrase you don't want to hear on the disc golf course. Are you ready for it? Nice shot.
Oh, you added the shot there. I'm just kidding. Getting nice. That was the obvious one.
You don't want to get nice on the course.
I don't even know. I don't even care about getting nice, but it is definitely the most popular thing.
If you bring up disc golf phrases, that's the most popular one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, I had to take that one.
I respect it.
Here, I've only got 3 more that I've selected, so I hope you guys don't take them.
Wow. I'm between 2 here. Nice was like my 1-1 pick. I guess I have to go based on what Hunter might say.
He had no idea it was on this list.
Man. I know. I think I'm going to go with, I hope you didn't like that disc. Usually said as it's sailing towards an area that you don't really know. One. A lot of times it happens on a course you're playing kind of blind and you're like, oh, that should be fine. You just hear, I hope you didn't like that disc. Yeah. And it usually means there's a cliff or a pond or something. That is something you definitely don't want to hear.
All right. My first one I thought was going to be taken by one of you two, which is you're still out.
Dang it.
Yeah,
I had that one.
Yeah, I think that one's second to nice, personally.
I had that one. It's very deflating.
I had that one, but I worded it as still you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second one, all right, I got to use some strategy here for my list.
I'm glad I just added one because you just took mine.
I'm going to go with, I've got to think about how I'm wording this here. because I need context
What
behind it.
you're saying right now is what's going to be on the
I know.
the thing.
I need context behind it, and I put the context in parentheses, but I don't want to have to type all of this.
You can, just say the
Say
title.
the whole thing.
Say the title and then give us the context.
I'm going to say, okay.
Say the
thing
title.
you don't want to hear is nice up. The context is when you clearly weren't laying up.
That's funny.
Like when you're like trying to run it, and they're like, nice up, dude.
I had
That's funny.
I had nice layup on mine. That was my next.
Oh, wait,
guess.
but are people going to think that you're taking my nice?
No.
No.
All right.
They're two different things.
No, I'll let you. I mean, like, I feel like nice layup is kind of like what you're.
Nice up.
Okay, yeah, nice up. It's everybody knows that is.
Lay up and up. Nice
Everybody
up.
knows that. That was my
It's
next
just,
guess.
It just
as well.
still sounds like getting niced.
No,
They're two
well, you
completely
can
different
put
things.
you can put getting nice on as yours if you want. Like,
That's
No.
not what I said.
Heck
though.
no, he
That's
can't.
not what I said.
There's no way he can put getting
and
nice
also
as his.
and also the
Is it not?
prompt.
Okay,
well,
then-
because
that
it'd
is
be me
the
changing
essence.
it. It'd be me
That
changing
is
it.
the
Right.
essence of what he was trying to say, but it's not what he said.
So we can't.
okay, well, the
there's
phrase
no
is nice.
chance
Your
you're
phrase
letting
is
him change
okay.
that.
Whatever. I don't care.
It's
Your
just-
phrase is nice. Your phrase is nice up. They're two different
No,
phrases.
his is nice shot,
Mine is nice shot.
and mine is nice
Oh,
up.
you added the shot.
Well, because
in there.
I feel like that's
tough.
giving context.
I would've
because you
just
can't
put
just say
nice.
nice. I just
Everybody
wanted to
knows
add
what nice
context
is.
to it, but
He put nice shot. I put nice up.
It's,
that's where-
what's said has been said.
because that's where I just kind of feel like my nice has been stolen.
Well, Hunter just took
No,
my.
nice shot is like off the
I know,
tee.
I
Clearly.
understand.
Nice up is like you ran it, and they're like, oh, nice up, dude.
I completely
Hunter
agree.
just took my very next two, so that's a bummer. But
How are you going to word it? Just out of curiosity.
for his,
Yeah.
nice layup is what I was gonna say, because usually that's what. is
No,
said, I
you
feel
didn't
like.
do anything wrong. I just
I know I didn't. I was just making sure we didn't change yours.
Yeah,
to
nice layup, and you're still out. Were my next two. I'm just gonna go to my next one, which is that's OB. Something you also don't want to hear. A lot of times, similar to my first one, a lot of times it's like you don't realize there's OB there, and then you're just like kind of accepting your shot, and just insult somebody just that's OB, and you're like, what? It just kind of catches you off guard
funny.
a little bit.
That's funny.
That always sucks.
All right, my turn. Let me choose. I need to choose which one I think is gonna.
Hunter was really going last is always the best spot. Like,
Inlet-
although I
yeah.
haven't won from it, but it's just like Hunter just bang bang, two of the best ones right there.
But now I got to wait for like
You do.
four to be taken.
You do have
before
to
it gets
wait.
back
It
to
is
me.
brutal on the way back, but that's what always happens.
always
to me.
brutal.
Oh,
way
that's
back.
right. I get to go two right now, right?
Yeah, you get two
Yeah.
right now.
Ooh. So which one do I want to save for last? I'm going to save my one for last that I know no one's going to take. So my first one is going to be, well, that's not going to fly the same.
That's a great one.
Very nice. Yep.
Just your disc sails into a tree, falls down. I was like,
Yeah.
that's not going to fly the same.
That's great.
And then my other one is 4.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, solid.
Those are
Good.
two good ones.
Yeah, because you don't want to get hit
You don't
in the
wanna
face
hear
with
that.
the disc.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially because you don't want to be thrown in on, and you don't want a shot to be bad enough for it to be coming towards your tee pad.
Well, I have one similar to that. From I think
And you definitely don't want to hear it from one of your card mates from a shot you just threw.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
That they're warning the people in front of you about your bad
But that
shot.
could be a good thing because they could still be in the fairway so far up there.
That is a good
And then you
point.
threw it, so you
That's
might want to
interesting.
hear it from your card mates.
Possibly.
All right. Here's.
But you also might want to hear nice up if it was a nice up.
That's true. A lot of context is required in this.
This one.
You also might want to hear nice shot if it
This-
was a nice shot.
This. You guys are getting too deep into this. This one is mostly deflating in a tournament setting, but all the time really, and it is. There's a 3-card backup. That is something you do not want to hear on the course.
You're
That,
right. You
that
don't wanna hear it.
stinks. When you get that 3-card backup, that's when it's like, oh my gosh, let me just let me get a picnic blanket out.
Yeah.
That's a
Okay.
bummer.
That's a solid one, Trevor.
I know my
You
first
haven't
one I'm
reached
taking.
you haven't reached your one yet this week.
I'm not
That just
going
is-
to.
Okay, you're not.
I don't have any. I don't have
Every week
anything
there's
that
the one
crazy.
that I'm like, I would never have chosen that.
I don't have anything. Everything I've picked, you don't want to hear. So I'm sticking to that.
Good goal.
I know the one. I know one I'm gonna
Playing
do.
to the prompt.
I just don't know how I want to word it because I worded the same one two different ways.
Uh-oh.
I have something like that.
I'm gonna go with this one.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go with the.
Here we go.
That's one way to do it.
That's one way to do it.
So basically,
funny.
like you threw it, and they're like, "Oh,
They're
that's
just
one way to
saying
do
your
it."
shot sucked, but it ended up
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
I like that.
Like, oh, yeah,
That's one
clearly
way to
wasn't
do it.
because the other way
Was
I
like
worded
local
it
route?
was, did you mean to throw that route? And I figured they're both kind of the same
Was
essence.
that your line? Like, that's just kind of like the. Was
Yeah,
that
but I
your
feel
line?
like
you
they're
trying to
both
go
the
through that,
same
guys?
essence.
yeah.
but
No, that makes sense.
That's one way to do it. I feel like is what I hear
Yeah,
more.
and that's kind of almost like a jab way.
One
of
way
saying
to do it.
That's
and now
one way to do it.
I have to decide.
Like, all right,
I
buddy.
have to decide my last one.
Fun in
here.
the rough.
Because there's a few on here.
That's the person that is losing right now because you're getting all the luck and he's so mad about it.
So I'm gonna go with because this is things you don't want to hear on the course.
Yeah, things you don't want to hear on the course.
You don't want to hear the TD yell, bring it in, because it's a storm delay.
Wow, great one. That's a very creative answer.
Okay, so just to be clear, it's going to say on the thing, bring it in.
And then in parentheses, storm delay. That's exactly how I typed it.
But you're not hearing storm delay on the course, though.
But like that's why you hear it.
The thing is things you don't want to hear on the course, so it has to be the phrase.
You're not gonna get to see his answer say nice when your shot was good, then hit a tree.
You can say that,
but it's not.
That's fine. Okay,
it's just the
bring
phrases.
it in. Bring it in.
Most of these people voting are listening to our podcast, so just know that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like,
all I know is
it's okay.
Last week, before people heard your little spiel, they voted heavily in my favor, and then they
that
listened
was
to
like
the
20
podcast.
people.
It was okay. Well, it was 65, but it is what it is.
And they heard before they heard logic behind what you put down is basically what you're saying.
No, before they heard y'all come after me, but it's okay.
For cheating.
I put bring it in.
All right, my last one. This one is I'm just going with just the ultimate deflators. I think it's all my answers, and this one is like I think probably the most ultimate deflator, and that is I think you just hit someone. That one sucks. You hear that one at the tee, and like you're like it's your disc is
There
going.
it is.
There's the Whitmo driver.
All right, I'm not going to talk anymore.
No, I'm sorry.
No,
Your disc,
the thing about that is like
you see your disc flying towards somebody, and then you hear somebody say, "I think you just hit someone." That is an awful thing.
Just
to
to
hear
be
on the
clear,
course.
I think that is very true. That is an awful phrase to hear on the course.
That is.
It has
It's just
happened to
so
you.
Funny.
So it's pretty funny that you're speaking as a victim, like this, and both of you.
Oh yeah,
actually.
that's funny to you.
Maybe
Really?
Maybe that's why you're coming after me right now, is because you're so close to the subject.
No, I just think that's something I've never like.
You also have to know
I've
that this whole
definitely-
gag is really funny. It's very funny.
I
It's
just
whatever.
I just think there's a lot of other ones that like are more common. I'm not going to say them because Konner's going.
Okay, I have one more.
You just kind of pulled that one out of left field there.
I don't
Trevor-
know. More common
Trevor,
is not what I'm going for.
After
It's what I
whenever
don't
you
want to
first
hear.
said it, whenever you first said it, I was like, "Oh, there it is. That's the one." But whenever I thought about it, I liked it because it is very true. I don't want to hear that while on the course.
There's a lot like I could have said some things that they happen more often, but I'd want to not hear I think you just hit someone a lot more than
But I
other
think
things.
that's not the essence of the.
I'm trying to pick the best
win.
answer.
Like,
The
you're
best-
trying to get the win.
What was the answer? Phrases you don't want to hear on the course, not phrases that are said a lot on the course that are also bad.
That's true.
But the ones that are
That's true.
said a lot
Come
on
on.
the course that are
Come
also
on.
bad are the ones that are going to win.
I'm not trying to win. I'm trying to put the best list
That's
out there.
Then you know what? You did a great job.
Thank you. That's all I want to do is just put my best list out
All
there.
right.
All
I
right, it's
respect
my
that.
turn. Trevor, I would like to say that I dropped my phone. That's all I wanted to say.
I don't need any more compliments. I'm okay.
No,
I'm not trying to
respect your
compliment
list
you.
for
I just
that.
think I just
myself.
actually think that it does make sense. All right, I'm gonna say my last one. You ready? These are the quotes. This is in quotations, just like all of them have been. These are the quotes. I want to make sure I don't say any more words than what's in it.
Okay.
My girlfriend is gonna play with us. Is that okay?
That's a great.
That's great. That's a great answer.
Dang it! I actually wrote down "Is that cool?" But okay is fine. I couldn't read it. I don't know why. I was so nervous.
How to read.
I mean, is that okay or that cool is fine either way.
Yeah, it doesn't like.
So I'm put is that okay? Question mark.
Yeah,
Will you have me put is that cool?
No,
They-
what?
it's
No.
okay. They mean the
There's
same thing.
pressure on these deliveries,
They mean
man.
the
That's
same
becoming
thing.
funny
Yeah,
that you
it
have
is-
to say it exactly.
It is funny how much pressure I felt in that moment, and
That's
I
so
messed
funny.
up. But it still means the same thing
Yeah.
at least.
No, that was a good answer. That's creative.
I got the essence, man.
That I mean,
You're gonna
one
do,
that I'm
this is like
surprised-
free
I don't
advertising
feel
for
like-
Nate Perkins if you keep saying Essence.
The essence is actually a great disc.
Well, no, because you just can't the signature.
I feel
Yeah,
like I
is
don't
that-
even really need to give that much context behind
No.
that. I
No.
think it's just
It's
something
very
you're just
self-explanatory.
excited
The one
to spend
that I
some one-on-one
almost-
time with your buddy, and then
The one that I almost took but didn't take.
He's got one more, doesn't he?
No.
Or no, that was
That was
Zach
all of
Griffin.
them.
That was all of
The
them.
one that I almost took but didn't take is that'll putt.
That'll putt.
Because to me, the
Yeah.
reason I didn't take it is it's very specific to me. Because to me, I hear that I'm like, yeah, that means I have to putt.
Yeah. I had that's jail. I didn't take that one. I also had you have to, or can you keep score was one of mine. But I thought I was immediately going to get hit with Hunter going, well, I like keeping score, so I didn't. Say
I don't
it.
like keeping score.
Okay, didn't. I feel like you would have said it just to spite me.
Other
feel
one,
like another good-
other one
sorry.
I almost took was, yeah, I don't think you cross in up there. Like when you're like walking up, and it's like, yeah, no, you're back here. Bud.
I also had.
But Trevor had a lot of like somewhat OB ones, so I didn't want it to be
I
like
had.
too overlapping.
There's a huge cliff behind the basket. You love that when you have like a 10-foot putt and then you hear that. My last one I had was good bid.
Yeah, I had that one up originally.
I didn't take that because you kind of had the nice layup one.
I
They're
took the
similar.
good bid out to put nice up because I was like,
Yeah.
I hear nice up more than
Good bid when
but
you have an awful bid is
Yeah.
tragic.
I feel like another one could have been like, "Oh, we're playing through the longs."
Yeah, or just like we're playing longs today, right? Like that. Just like hearing that, like you're like, I don't
Is that
want
where
to.
the basket is?
Yeah. That was a good one. That was a fun one. Hopefully one of you guys recover from your amnesia and remember the other one that we had for next week.
That was mine that we did this week. So it's
Connor.
I had such a good
Balls
one.
in Connor's court then.
We need
Manscaped.
suggestions for whatever this is called in the bag.
Yeah, people can absolutely comment suggestions. I think some people might have already done it. I can't remember.
Because I came up with a really good one and then I forgot it.
But yeah, if you have any suggestions for good ones, then absolutely. We will take them.
All right, to wrap up the show, we got a little bit of college disc golf action going down last week. Big Red's collegiate qualifier happened.
Big Reds.
And Kennesaw State took it down. Western Kentucky came in second. And TTU Gold comes in third. Don't know what team that is.
Was this in Bama?
I'm guessing Texas Tech, but...
Was this in Bama?
I thought Western Kentucky was the Big Red, but could be wrong.
Oh, because they were going after their... Yeah, okay, it was probably in Kentucky. I just noticed that Kennesaw was there, so I didn't...
I could be wrong. I don't know.
I think they're from Alabama.
And then the 49er showdown went down,
never mind.
Which is UNC Charlotte's qualifier. And UNC Charlotte took it down by 1 over Clemson, coming in second. App State came in third. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think Brandon Robertson and UNC Charlotte are possibly going to be one of the favorites going into nationals this year.
That's a take.
It is a take.
It's
a take that I just took.
My take is that the winner of nationals is probably somebody from like West Coast or like Northwest or somewhere that we haven't even seen yet.
Okay.
Because I've seen a lot of the like typical East Coast and like Southern teams that we see, and I'm not like seeing anybody that I'm like, ooh, they're gonna win nationals.
My take is Liberty's going to be in the lead going into the last round.
That's
and then they're not going to win.
I don't even think they're gonna be there.
They're not even make nationals.
No, they're gonna be in nationals, but not gonna be in the league going to the last round.
No, I don't think so either.
Just sounds like
Arizona
something Liberty would
State and the Texas Collegiate Disc Golf Championship goes down this weekend, and that should be the last collegiate action we get for 2021 because there'll be Thanksgiving break, then winter break, and then it'll start again. I believe the next tournament is January 22nd.
I think we have to get John Baker to organize some kind of collegiate all-star event and like let us play in it. Like, I just want to play in a collegiate event again.
How about just an alumni?
Just as
not
an
all-star.
Yeah, I guess they allow alumni teams and stuff.
They do
it
the
some-
alumni thing. That's
We should see when Clemson is this year.
Should be in March.
Yeah. Okay, so we just need a fourth, and we can play it as an alumni team. I mean,
Let's get Rozak because Rozak won't be able to play for
he
Liberty
hasn't
anymore.
graduated though.
Doesn't matter. He's an alumni of the team.
Oh my gosh, that would be so much fun.
That'd be a
That
great
would be a
time.
lot.
Have you played it at Clemson?
Nope.
Wow.
Grand Central.
I played at NC State, but
Never
never
played at
Clemson.
Clemson.
The
It's a
current
very fun
team.
time.
The
I
current
always
team.
had like other school things going on.
The current team rankings to round out 2021 before the last two tournaments happen. UNC Charlotte is the number one
The
team in the
rankings
country.
are always whack.
Missouri's number 2, Cincinnati number 3, Minnesota number 4, Texas A&M number 5.
Minnesota number 4. I love it.
The individual rankings, it's not even worth me reading
Okay.
because I looked at them and I can tell you they are not accurate.
Yeah.
Some of the names I was seeing towards the top and well above like Steph Curry, Justin Rozak, and Brandon Robertson by like 50 places above were comical.
Yeah, well, it's weird when the events are so scattered and they're not
Yeah.
playing against everybody.
Well, and also you have
it's almost
like
impossible to do rankings.
you have like the flamethrower
Do you
where
remember when they would do the before nationals? They would do on like Facebook the post, and like you have like Devin like as like
was
the
the player of the
assistant
week?
coach. No, yeah, like assistant coach, and like his rating.
it was the
It's the weirdest thing ever.
Huck something.
And like I just remember like they'd
the
pick,
Hucker report? Was that what it was?
I don't know what it was. They would pick like some of our freshmen that've been playing for like a month.
Yeah, and they'd be like,
and
"A player
toss
to
them
watch."
Player to watch. Because they would just pick
hilarious.
them based off their ratings. Oh, it was so funny.
well-
and they would find a picture of them from like any social media they could to throw
Hucker
up there.
report. That's what it was.
Oh, it was hilarious.
That's
We're gonna
very
have to scroll
funny.
back through that after this.
Yeah, they haven't posted in like 2 years.
Oh man, so funny.
There's got to be some good stuff on here.
Save it for the banter, man. I don't even feel as special saying that anymore now because now everybody
I
sees
know.
the banter.
December 7th, 2018.
Save it for the
Breaking
Nook.
news.
Save it for the
Sarah
breakfast.
For the
Hokum.
breakfast nook.
There's like breaking like Eagle McMahon signed an extension December 5th, 2018.
They were big.
They were not, but
They were big.
it is what it is. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed this week's episode of Grip Locked. Don't forget to head over to Twitter to vote on the In the Bag segment and also keep up to date with everything we have going on. We're very active on Twitter nowadays.
Things
If you're not
happen.
over there, things go down on Twitter.
Things happen.
You can probably it also is a good way to be interactive before the podcast because we talk about a lot of things on Twitter that we're about to talk about on the podcast, but we don't give our full take. And
should we like start some kind of like inside joke and have everybody reply to like Brody's next tweet of Hawaii?
That is such a good
yeah.
idea.
Okay. So if you're listening to this, and you're gonna have to do it quick because Brody listens to the podcast. He's on vacation, but he'll probably still listen to it like while he's playing golf.
He might not.
So the next time he posts something related to Hawaii at all, shouldn't take long. Reply to it and just say Hawaii is so overrated. Everybody who's listening, everybody reply to him on Twitter. If you don't even have a Twitter, make a Twitter.
Yeah, make a Twitter just to respond.
And just
Is it just Twitter or is it on Instagram too?
And Instagram.
Instagram comments.
Everything. Like
if there's an actual post on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter,
don't just wait until you stumble
Hawaii is
upon
so
it.
overrated.
Don't just wait until you stumble upon it. Like
Go look
seek
for
it out. That'd be so
And that's how we're gonna
You'll see our comments there first.
That's how we're gonna
You'll know.
manifest our jealousy
Yeah.
towards him being in Hawaii.
Oh, that is so
That's so
funny.
good.
All right.
Well
That is
done,
so
Trevor.
funny.
Thank you.
All right.
And that counts towards my in the bag list consideration.
Like imagine if like his imagine if his like post is like, you know what, like Hawaii was really cool. I really found
It's
myself.
like, it's like
yeah,
the brand
it's like
deal.
very deep, and everyone's like, Hawaii is so overrated.
It's the brand deal post where he's like, you got to come out and check out this course. It's just all the comments are Hawaii so overrated.
He's gonna lose his ROI.
The brand deal's like, man,
What
we're never using this
happened?
guy again.
his audience sucks.
All right, so if we're not all in big trouble, we'll see you next time, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully you'll hear our voices next week.